In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use other AI models inside Claude Code instead of just relying on Anthropic's models 24/7. Now, I'm a huge fan of Claude Opus 4.6 and Claude Sonnet 4.6, but sometimes when you're doing things like landing page design, email subject lines, any other forms of copywriting, it's always good to get a cross-check or second opinion from other AI models from OpenAI like GPT 5.4 or other AI models from Google like Gemini 3.1 Pro, or whatever the latest and greatest model that you want to cross-reference something with in addition to Anthropic's models. So I'm going to show you how to set this up in this video, so be sure to stick around for the entire thing. And if this is your first time to the channel, welcome. My name is Ryan. I appreciate you being here. And if you want to know my favorite AI tools, automations, and even some of my Claude Code skills, be sure to get my free AI Marketing Essentials Guide. You can find the link for that in the video description or pinned comment below. And speaking of Claude Code skills, I'm going to be showing the cross-check skill in this tutorial, and you can get this 100% for free by getting my free AI marketing guide, scrolling down to my Claude Code skills, and then you can download the cross-check skill right here. And if you want my 20 plus other Claude Code skills that I use for marketing, content creation, and other workflows every day, you can get my Claude Code skill stack. And if you're interested in that, I'll leave a link to this in the video description below as well. So when it comes to using other AI models inside Claude Code, the best solution for this, in my opinion, is with a tool called OpenRouter. I use OpenRouter all the time. This is essentially a middleman between all the other AI models that exist right from one API key. And if you think about how efficient and organized this is, where within OpenRouter, they have access to the latest and greatest AI models from various AI companies, and all you need is one API key from OpenRouter. You'd connect that to Claude Code, and from that one API connection with OpenRouter, we can get models from OpenAI, we can get models from Google, from Perplexity, from XAI, from DeepSeek, NVIDIA, Qwen, etc., etc., etc. And they are constantly adding new models and updated models as time goes on. Where if you think about the hassle previously before solutions like OpenRouter, if we want Google's API or if we want Google's models, we'd have to go to Google AI Studio and set up an API key there. If we want OpenAI's models, we'd have to go to OpenAI's API management platform, set up a key there, and keep track of 5, 10, 15 different API keys just to get various models. So this makes this process very easy. So in order to set this up, go to openrouter.ai. I'll leave a link to this in the video description below. I'm not sponsored by them, although I wouldn't be opposed to that since I use it all the time in my workflows. Create a free account with OpenRouter. Then what you want to do is click Settings. And then within the OpenRouter settings here, what you want to do first is you want to add credits. So I have about $14 in credits right now. I'd recommend just throwing in $5. That should be good to go to get started, $5 or $10. And then once you have some credits in here, what you want to do next is set up an API key. So click API keys, and then you would click create. So you likely wouldn't have any API keys in here like I do. You would click create, you would give it a name. I'm going to do demo, create, and then it would give you an API key just like this. You would copy that API key, you would open up Claude Code, you would start a fresh chat here, and then what you would do is you would do something like this. I need you to save this OpenRouter API key in my APIs.env file. You'd paste that API key right here, and then you would click enter. Now, I'm not going to do this because I already have another OpenRouter API key in here. And the reason you should use a .env or .environment file, now I'm not super technically savvy on this, but from what I understand, this is just a more secure way to store your API keys inside Claude Code versus just pasting an API key and saying save it. It's not very secure, or I would say smart to do that, especially at scale. So once you would do that, your OpenRouter API key would be established inside Claude Code, and I'd recommend adding that APIs.env file to store more of those going forward. So after your OpenRouter API key is configured within Claude Code, let's actually put this to action now. The first thing I'm going to do is test one of my landing pages. I want a second opinion from GPT 5.4 and also Gemini Pro 3.1, whatever the latest model is from Google. I'm going to say use my cross-check skill to give me second opinions on my landing page. And the landing page I'll be using in this example is my Claude Code skill stack. I want to improve the CRO of this and drive more conversions at the end of the day. And so what I wanted to do here is I said, here's my skill, help me drive more conversions, but I said use my cross-check skill. So I mentioned this earlier, you can get this for free in my AI marketing guide. You can download it, upload it to your Claude Code setup, and this is what's going to call those different models with OpenRouter to give me a second opinion here. Now, you probably will need to repurpose this, so you can't just take my skill, upload it, and then use it verbatim. You would probably try to say, hey, here's my OpenRouter API key, here's some more context, maybe update this skill to make sure it's in more of my style, my tone, my situation, if I'm making sense here. So once you have this cross-check skill uploaded and configured, you can obviously test it on whatever you want. It doesn't have to be a landing page. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I'm on Opus 4.6 for this. I'm actually going to go ahead and let's do bypass permissions. And then I'm going to click enter and I'm going to skip ahead and wait till this is complete. All right, so after a few minutes, I got responses from the different AI models on how they're grading my landing page. So GPT 5.4, full response above, it actually scored my landing page 4.8 out of 10, which isn't great, obviously. And if you want to look at the full response here, you can find the GPT 5.4 bash, you can click this, and you can read exactly what it's saying as it analyzed the entire landing page and looked at almost every element. So if you're curious to read through all of its thoughts, you can definitely do that. But I have it synthesized here, just high level. So Gemini 3.1, headline 3, value prop 7, blah, blah, blah. So again, it gave me some scores right here. I could find the full response if I want to read that. But here's the synthesis, right? This is the important part. I just want high level. I don't have time to sit here and read, 10 paragraphs on what Gemini said or what OpenAI's models said. So both models agree on the headline is product first, not benefit first. I need to lead with the outcome. Trust and proof is the biggest gap. 0 testimonials, which I agree. I don't have any testimonials for that digital product. No urgency. I agree with that. Skills list, blah, blah, blah. Where I side with one over the other. So this is saying that I side with Gemini, and these are from Opus 4.6, by the way. So it's saying where it sides with Gemini and GPT's models, but then it provides me top 5 fixes. Rewrite the headline to be benefit-led, add a credibility section, get 3 to 5 testimonials, add urgency, reorganize what's included by outcome category. I actually really like all of those recommendations here. And the benefit is, if I wanted to, I could tell Claude Opus 4.6 to generate me a new landing page with all of these recommendations in mind. Now, testimonials and credibility, that's going to be difficult for AI to just throw together. But some of these other ones, like, reformatting the headline, adding urgency, reorganizing different sections, Opus 4.6 can definitely handle that. So that is just one example, is landing page design and CRO optimization. And so it's always good to get a cross-check and second opinion from other high-quality smart AI models instead of just listening to what Anthropic's models have to say all the time. So another real-world example of where I use this cross-check skill often is when I'm writing email newsletters, and more specifically, email subject lines. I like to get, cross-references and second opinions on what OpenAI thinks about subject lines, give Gemini a shot at coming up with better subject lines. I will say for the actual body of an email newsletter, I have an email newsletter skill that's super dialed in with Claude Opus 4.6. That's the best model that I found for writing email newsletters. But anyways, what I did in this prompt here is I gave it a YouTube video URL, and this is kind of my process of writing email newsletters. I used the Blatato MCP to scrape that transcript and analyze it, and then I used that email newsletter skill to generate the actual email. Then I used the cross-check skill to give second opinions on subject lines, having OpenAI and Google come up with better options. So long story short, it went through here, it got Blatato, got the YouTube transcript, and then with without cross-referencing yet. It just used Claude Opus 4.6 to come up with all these different subject lines, generated the body of the email, blah, blah, blah. But then after that, you'll see here, GPT 5.4, I'm asking for its second opinions. Gemini 3.1 Pro, I'm asking for its second opinions. And then here is the response. So GPT 5.4, goodbye to my AI tool stack. The AI workflow marketers are missing. Is your AI stack outdated? What authority hacker uses instead? Would you replace your whole AI stack? So based on my historical data in that email newsletter skill, it's saying that 49 to 52% open rate, goodbye to my AI tool stack. That subject line actually would do pretty well. This one I like too. The AI workflow marketers are missing. Is your AI stack outdated? That's a good one too. Google Gemini 3.1, goodbye ChatGPT. Mark Webster uses this. I don't think a lot of people would know Mark Webster. So I like the goodbye ChatGPT though. The Claude feature marketers are sleeping on. I like that. Are you making this Claude mistake? Authority hackers, secret AI weapon. So these aren't perfect, but I always like to get second opinions on very important copywriting elements like an email subject line that can make or break the success of an email marketing campaign. Although I will say, I think I still do like the outputs of Claude Opus 4.6, not only from a body perspective, but also from a subject line. The AI tool marketers are sleeping on. What's this one? Authority hackers, co-founders, stop ignoring this AI tool with the stop sign emoji. Are you using the wrong AI tools? I actually really like that subject line. This AI tool replaced his entire stack. That's not a bad one either. But on and on and on. I don't want to, keep rambling here. I just want to show you a real world example of email newsletters and subject lines and just kind of give you my commentary as I go through this, how I'm trying to figure out what subject line should I use, why do I like certain subject lines, and it's always good to bounce other ideas rather than just having Opus 4.6 or Sonnet 4.6 and cross-checking and getting second opinions from OpenAI's latest model, Google's latest model. You could obviously throw in DeepSeek or Grok's latest model and whatever other AI models that you want right from OpenRouter's API. And to double check this is all working correctly, let's pull OpenRouter back up, and then you can, from the drop down in your profile icon, click logs. This will show you all of the different API logs from what we've been doing, right? And so from today, March 21st, you'll see I have different logs here for GPT 5.4. That was the landing page prompt. And then here's the one I just did with the email subject lines. And then here's Gemini 3.1 Pro. You'll notice GPT 5.4 is about 3 cents to use. And then it looks like Gemini 3.1 Pro is a little over 4 cents to use. So just keep that in mind going forward, right? Because if you're doing a lot of this at scale, you don't necessarily want to use the most expensive AI models, as those API costs will be a lot higher. And one other quick example that I use OpenRouter for a lot, you'll see Nano Banana 2 frequently in my logs. That's because I am generating YouTube thumbnails and other images right inside Claude Code through OpenRouter, and I'm using Google's Nano Banana 2 AI image model to help me do this. It's about 7 cents per image, so this includes a lot of YouTube thumbnails, infographics, social media graphics, and various other AI images that I'm using in my workflows. But regardless, I hope this is all making sense now, and I hope you guys see why it might be important to cross-reference and get second opinions from other AI models versus just relying on Anthropic's models 24/7. And so if you made it this far into the video, I truly appreciate you. And if you found any form of value here, be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And I know I went through a lot of this stuff very quickly, so if you have any questions, be sure to leave me a comment below. I try my best to reply to every single comment. Also, if you want all of my Claude Code skills, you can find my Claude Code skill stack in the video description below. If you're interested, you can check that out. But most importantly, I hope you all have a great day.